Welcome to the Vow Factor.
Welcome back. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, everyone. How's your Monday going, Jessie?
It is good. How is yours, Emily?
Mine is going really well. Well, today's technically Tuesday. Because we pre-record these, but we like to pretend that they're Monday when.
Well, we're welcoming you back to Monday, but how is your day going, I should say?
My day today is going great.
As is mine. I got to lay out at the pool. It was supposed to rain. And then all of a sudden it was sunny and 88. And I was like, we're going to work by the pool today.
That is Florida for you.
That is, yes.
If there's ever rain on the forecast, there probably isn't.
And if there ever isn't, there probably is.
Yep, exactly. That's how it goes. Or if there's a little bit of rain, it's probably going to just like blow away within 20 minutes, which is another reason that I love living here. Because if it's raining in New York, it's definitely raining.
Oh, yeah.
The weather is not going to clear up.
You're right. I know.
It's gloomy.
I'm not a 12 months a year in Florida type of person. I need to be in the Big Apple. That's where I need to be.
I mean, I love a Northeast summer, though.
Oh, yeah. I can't.
I'm a little scared for the heat that's coming. I went to go grocery shopping like 2 days ago before my mom got into town for Mother's Day. Just, like a few little last minute things. And my husband and I were walking into Whole Foods and I was like, it's hot. Like, it's hot. And he was like, yes, it's hot. It's coming. It's here. Because everyone has warned us, like, okay, I know that you guys love Florida because you moved in October and you had, winter.
Where it was like 68.
But everyone's like, get ready for the summer.
No, the summer's brutal. I lived here for one summer back in 2019. And every day I ran from my car inside and back to the car, back inside, back to the car.
That's what everyone says. I'm scared.
You're literally from Florida.
But I'm from a little north. 2.5 hours north from Palm Beach.
It's hot, no?
It's definitely hot, but I don't remember being like that miserable during summer.
I feel like you were like used to it, maybe.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be used to it after how many years in New York? 8?
7.
7?
It's crazy. Although New York is really hot during the summer because I feel like the heat gets trapped between the buildings.
The city is
and like
miserable in the summer.
Subway.
I love a northeast, out east summer.
That's what I'm here for.
I wish.
Manifesting my house there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Vow Factor house. The Vow Factor summer house.
The Vow Factor summer house
out
in
east.
the Hamptons.
Yes. Okay,
love it.
Here for it.
Okay.
All right. So we are here today to discuss something very exciting.
Yeah.
Which is the launch of this podcast.
Which was yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the last 2 days. Because we announced everything on Sunday, on the 11th. Mm-hmm. And then we launched the first episode yesterday on May 12th.
Yep.
It was our birthday, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday to us.
Vow Factor to us. It was a really fun day. We knew we wanted to be together, but as you know, I live in New York and Emily lives in Florida. We do record here in Florida, so I was like, all right, maybe I will come down and we'll make it we'll record and we'll celebrate. And so we decided we didn't realize it was over Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. So it worked out really well that our moms were going to be here and our moms hadn't met yet, but we knew they would really get along and they did.
They did. It's it's so rare that my mom will meet friends of mine or their parents and be like, I really love them. And that was the first thing out of her mouth in the car after lunch.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, thank God. But I knew that she would, you know,
my
it
mom
wasn't
got in
a question.
The car and, she was saying something and I was like, you and Emily's mom got on? She goes, yeah, she's cool.
Yeah. That's what my mom was saying. It just, solidifies everything further that this was all so meant to be.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So we realized it was over Mother's Day and Emily's mom was like, I'll come down. And we were like, okay, you know what? Let's see if we can maybe do something all together. So we ended up going to lunch at the Colony Hotel in Palm Beach and
at their restaurant called Swifties, which obviously is the perfect name.
I didn't even know that when we decided that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But the guys, this hotel's aesthetic is the same exact aesthetic as the studio that we did our photo shoot in, Dreamloft Studio. Mm-hmm. It has the really fun wallpaper. It's very pink. It's very
it's very White
over
Lotus.
the top. It's very White Lotus.
I was just running around the lobby going,
again.
And that's my special talent of the day.
I guess so. I was dying yesterday. We have a video and she's like, I was waiting for her to take my picture and she just walks by and she does it. It was so funny.
This needs to be clipped
I
for
know.
social already. I can see the memes. I can see just, it's fine. You guys can make fun of me. I give you permission.
It's really funny. It's really funny. I can't do it. I tried yesterday and I was like,
I tried to teach her. It
didn't work.
We'll practice
My
later.
brain doesn't move. There was a disconnect. I'll practice. But we went to lunch. Lunch was actually so delicious.
It was. And I got their curried chicken salad, which my mom gets every time, but it looks so weird that I never get it. And it's
It
like
is weird. It has bananas.
Yeah, it's
on
like
it.
curried chicken salad, like a lump of that, and then sliced banana on the side, and then it's topped with sliced avocado, and then you have like a mango chutney on the side.
It sounds good, but the bananas really throw me off. I don't know why.
It's the banana avocado and then like the curried chicken. But it was like if you had a bite and you put it all together and then you ate it, it was like one of those flavor things
that
where
like goes.
it just goes together.
Yeah, but like it's.
And I'm like, this is normal.
It's odd.
Everybody should have this.
Yeah, no, I think I need to get that
It's
one time.
delicious.
It was so good. We all wore pink because
We
this
all wore pink.
Season 1 of the Vow Factor's colors clearly. This like really gorgeous like
Pink.
baby bubblegum pink.
Yeah.
Right? Baby bubblegum. So we all wore pink. It was really cute.
We had our moms. We attempted to have all of our sisters.
Didn't work out. For
What
various
happened with your
reasons.
sister?
Well, my sister's a nurse and it was actually last minute that I realized that her work schedule, she was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which like never happens that she's off on a full weekend, and it was over Mother's Day, and so we surprised my mom by flying her down. Emily picked her up at the airport. She showed up. My mom cried.
It was really cute.
And so that was really fun. And she was supposed to come to lunch on Monday and fly back at like 6 p.m. Out of West Palm, but it rained. And her flight, so we figured that out on Sunday night, and she ended up changing her flight to like first thing in the morning on Monday. Thankfully she did, because her actual flight was delayed like 6 hours and she wouldn't have gotten until after midnight.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was a good call.
It was a good call. No, for sure. And then Emily's sister was not feeling well. And,
Yeah,
we're like...
One sister studying abroad in Sweden right now.
Yeah.
One sister who wasn't feeling well still traveled over and then just spent the whole time in my apartment, cuddled
I
up in
felt really
bed,
bad.
just so unwell.
I know.
And then my baby sister, Carly,
She made it.
she made it. And she showed up for, the other two. She brought the perfect dress.
It was the cutest thing. It had this big bow on it.
Yeah, it was
Loved
so
it.
funny. Like, typically she doesn't dress like that.
Oh, really?
Her style is like very like crop top jeans. You know how the teenagers do it,
Back in the day.
Back in the day. Like little shorts, things like that. But it just was so fun to see her get really excited about the theme. And she literally selected the perfect dress. She brought it in to show me. She's like, should I straighten my hair? Like, she just was so into it. And it, that's like, it feels really good to have that support from your family.
Yeah.
And all of that.
And my best friend came from Miami. She's back from medical school. So she came up, and she's my best friend from college.
And I love her now too.
Yeah. Emily met her at the wedding.
At your wedding, yeah.
The wedding.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a nice little reunion too.
I love her.
And so,
My mom loves her too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom is like, she's amazing. We were talking about her on the phone earlier today too.
Oh, tell her.
So, yeah.
It was like everyone really got along. It was great. I mean, I didn't really think that they wouldn't, but I really hope we can get all the sisters together.
Yeah. We need to get all the sisters.
Including my littles.
Yeah.
We both have 3 sisters, and we're both the oldest, which is like so weird. Like, and they're all like kind of the same age.
Similar-ish.
Like similar-ish ages.
Yeah.
Well, the babies are basically the same age. Yours is
Yeah.
17?
Carly is 17.
And
then Abby and Sophie. So Abby's about to be 21 in 2 weeks. And then Sophie will be 20 in June.
mine are 20. One's turning 26 in July. Andy's turning 26. And then Lisa is 19 and Tia's 22. No, sorry, Tia's 18 today. Today's her birthday.
It's her birthday today.
It is. Happy birthday, Tia.
Happy birthday, Tia.
I know. I can't believe she's 18. I know when you have like a really big age gap, you like remember when they were born.
Yeah.
So it's like really crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like we both have like 11-year age gaps. Like,
yeah.
it's so crazy.
You know, what's so funny is I have a couple really good friends that have this same type of family dynamic. My friend Shelby, who I've known since
cool
8th
one.
grade. Yeah.
The ocean girl.
The ocean girl.
Love
yeah.
her. Never met her.
Yeah. So we originally bonded over having a bunch of younger siblings, and she was the oldest of 4. And yeah, her parents her mom got remarried, and her parents went to go adopt. I think like they originally were going to adopt one boy, and then twin girls also became available. And they were like, do you want all 3? And they were like, sure. So then it was like, you know, Shelby's riding around in the minivan with like 3 littles. And I'm like, oh my God, no, that's literally my life too. And when you're 14, you know, that can be like a crazy circumstance to be in.
Yeah.
So
that's literally probably exactly what you were, because they're pretty close in age, or what, 4 year between them?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we have to get them all in the same room.
I
We will
know.
eventually.
We will eventually. It'll work out. It'll be good.
Season 2 launch, we will.
Season 2.
We'll plan more ahead.
Yes.
This is all like very new to us. We've never had a podcast. We've never done any launch. This is all us just figuring it out.
We're figuring it out this entire time, but I am shocked at how smooth this whole thing has gone. I feel like almost
I'm
pretty much everything has gone according to plan.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've done a really good job at planning
I think
preparing and thinking of all of these different scenarios, but then also really going with our gut on things.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, we thought everything through. We thought of, you know, how it would be perceived a lot. Like, we didn't just think of what we wanted. We really thought of what an audience would want, and just, you know, how to set ourselves up for success. I always like say that now, and I work in a charter school, and that's like a charter school thing, to set yourself up for success. But it's true. We really tried to think everything through, and I think we did. The shoot went so well. The vision came together
just perfectly.
Like,
and like we even had, you know, I'm type A, but I'm also a little type B sometimes, and I let things just like kind of flow. And for example, us not having a getting ready outfit until
I didn't even think to do that.
We didn't think. Yeah,
no,
both of us.
The set was on the phone with us 6 days before.
Yes.
Like, what are you getting ready in?
And that was the little short baby doll pink dresses.
My favorite one.
Yeah, it turned out to be our favorite look of the entire shoot. It photographed, I feel like, the best. And that is, you know, the iconic images that we've been using to promote the podcast. And that's something that just, you know, just flowed naturally. We didn't plan for it, really. It just kind of happened and worked out.
The whole shoot, like, it did not start off being as extra as it was. I mean, obviously, like, that's what we would have wanted, but we kind of just
we also have no idea. Yeah, we knew that we wanted to do everything right. We have no idea how much anything really should cost.
Oh my gosh.
And like, this is new business. So
this is when they say you have to spend money to make money. This is what they mean. And
yeah,
I did not know. ChatGPT failed me on this one.
So when you originally looked up on ChatGPT how much it would be to start a podcast, what did it tell you?
Well, it gave me options, I should say, because at first I was looking in New York to record. At first we were just going to record this ourselves, like in an apartment. And
we were like, let's bring in a videographer. But then she was like, I don't think my camera is going to be able to shoot for like more than 30 minutes at a time or something. It'll overheat. And I was like, we can't have that. I'm not going to sit here and stop and wait. Like, that's silly.
I really was like, if we want to be taken seriously, we have to, it's just like, you have to dress for the job you want.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I viewed this. So I was like, we have to do things how we want to be, you know, taken.
We want to be taken seriously. We want this to reach a lot of people.
Not to say that people who like record in their home aren't taken seriously, but we knew that being wedding content creators, already being on this like cuff of just not being taken seriously in the industry. We're
We're trying to change that.
Right. We're getting there, but we're not right now. And so
we volunteered.
To take on that expense. But that's why we knew that we had to get a studio and do it right.
We wanted to do it right.
We knew a photo shoot needed to be done, but I'm so happy that we ended up like splurging in some areas. Like we weren't going to get our hair and makeup done. Guys, I actually do not know what we would have done without our hair and makeup team. They are
like good hair and
sent
makeup
from the heavens.
Yeah.
They are the most kind, like fun people. They are so talented. They stayed the entire time. The shoot was like almost 5 hours.
Yeah.
Just shy. And it was.
And they were there every step of the way.
Every step of the way. They were so helpful.
They were so into it too.
So into it.
I don't expect anybody to be as excited for a project that I'm excited about, that I'm working on, you know, that they're coming in for the day, but like.
Some texted me.
Yeah.
They were so sweet.
Yeah. They're so excited. They're so happy to be a part of it. And that really, you know.
They did multiple looks for us. They told Emily, they were like, you should have this lipstick and then we're going to change again. And like, they were so great. And having people, one thing that we've learned through this whole process, and I think I might have talked about in the last episode, but finding people that are your people. Mm-hmm. And like for us, like loyalty is everything. And like showing up and
loyalty, respect, clear communication,
all of it is everything to us. And so people that show up and do the most and kind of just show up for us in every single way. Like, I want you forever with me. I literally told my makeup artist, like in particular, I don't know, I love her so much. I had reached out to her like a week later and was like, can you do my makeup for Bridal Fashion Week? Went to her apartment. She did Lisette's makeup too.
She did the same exact thing with my makeup artist, Bridget.
I was like, I want you for everything all the time. When we do season 2, like you're coming with me wherever we go. We want to go all around the world. Like, guys, this is not stopping in Florida. We are jet setting. So
our plan is to be fully funded by that point, though, so we can do.
Oh yeah, no,
so much more funded. No, because for sure. A lot of this, honestly, like you know, we put in. We're self-funded right now, which is crazy. But then also, I feel like we've been able to get this far through also the kindness of a lot of people who have stepped in to kind of
talent that
support.
We have in our family.
Yeah, yeah. Through
Like,
the talent that we know, just like friends, family,
like very, very close, like
other people that we work with. And I feel like that has been such a huge part of why we've been able to do something like this at this capacity. And so early on is because we have a bunch of people who support, believe, and trust that we can do this. Mm-hmm. And
I'm so excited to be able to like give back all of that to them.
Yeah. Like in tenfold.
In every way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we talked about, you know, like even like our hair and makeup artist, Lisette, like just people that were Stacy.
Yeah. People who dropped everything.
Stacy literally dropped everything and came. Mm-hmm. Stacy, the stylist. She dropped everything. She came. It was just the best addition to the day. She was so amazing. Yeah. And, you know, we always pay attention to that. And that's something that like, I knew it, but it was like solidified during this whole process.
Being able to treat our family to lunch yesterday and like the looks on their faces and, that was really priceless because they've also, they've done so much.
It takes,
every phone call to my mom.
A village.
Oh my gosh, can you believe this happened? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like having a support system.
Yeah.
It's
priceless.
Yeah. And so necessary.
And so necessary.
It's crazy. But like yesterday it was really, I wasn't necessarily nervous to launch because we've been doing this, I think we said for 5 months, we've been working on this. And for about the last 3 weeks, we've actually been pretty ready to launch. Like
every day we were counting down. We were like, but we were 7 days away.
Waiting for the date.
Yeah. And the date's so special.
The date was special. And so, we had about 6 weeks between our shoot and the launch. And we were like, we have to wait until this date, but we definitely were ready. So by the time yesterday came, we were like vibrating. We're like, post it now. We were originally going to post at like 11 or 12, and I think we posted at 9:30.
We posted before 9:30.
We were like, let's
full
do
send.
It. Yeah,
let's go.
I think that was literally the text. The text was full send.
The text was full send.
And then and
I was like, it's up.
But the response, guys, we can't even thank you enough. Like if you watched, if you commented, if you liked, if you shared on your story, if you texted us, if you sent us a message, like thank you from the absolute bottom of our hearts. Like, it was so special and truthfully validating of all the hard work that we've put in.
We got to shout out.
I can't even lie.
Lauren and Lisette too, because they sent us flowers.
I know I haven't seen them in person yet.
They're so beautiful. Not only did they send one bouquet of flowers, but they sent two.
They sent two, and they wrote like a really sweet note, and they texted us, guys. Lisette, we've talked about her little nostalgic moments.
Yes.
She texted us, and she was like, I turned on the YouTube, and then she was like, and then she texted us in the car. She was like, I'm listening to it a second time.
Yeah.
And she was like, they were so sweet. The amount of messages, we were like crying.
We were crying.
She was crying.
And then we had no idea that Lauren
was in the hospital.
Was literally in the hospital. She got norovirus.
Yeah.
Literally on her deathbed, and she's sending flowers.
She's
texting us like she's not on her deathbed. We had no idea until
she texted us. She was like, "You guys need to get this copyrighted." We're like, "Good to know."
Great, yeah.
And then she's like, "By the way, guys, I've been in the hospital." We're like,
"Yeah,
what do you mean you've been in the hospital?"
Yeah, what do you mean?
She's all good.
Yeah,
But like, wow.
Yeah,
I know they've been such a rock the last couple months. And just needed to like shout both of them out. Lauren is Plan with Lore. She's an OG, like the first, I think, wedding content creator. I think she started in 2019.
Yeah.
Well, she actually, I didn't know this, which is funny. She was telling me, so she had, she was speaking on a panel like a week or so ago, and I went because she texted me and I wanted to support her. And I went, and I actually learned a lot because she's so knowledgeable, and she is just the most willing to help human being, and she's
we go to her with
awesome.
all of our questions. Like, please tell us what to do.
Literally tell us what to do. But she was saying that wedding content creation actually came from the pandemic. And I didn't even put this together. She was like, I used to go to weddings because people couldn't travel, even like a couple states away to go to a wedding, and I would record the wedding for them she was like, I would hold people up on FaceTime. She was like, I would record their weddings and people would post it because people weren't able to actually be in attendance. And I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense.
Well, that's such a real thing because I got married during the pandemic, and it was a very big question mark as to if my grandparents were going to be able to come.
She said a lot of grandparents and like older folks, like,
well, my grandfather needed like he had some sort of blockage in his heart, and he was going to need to get a surgery on it in December. I got married in November, and they said if you get COVID, you can't have the surgery. And it's not something that, is like, you have to have it today, but it was like, it needs to happen pretty soon. So, and if he got COVID, it could delay it by, like a month. And so that was like a very hot topic. And this happened like 2 weeks before my wedding.
Wow.
To like, if they could come or if they couldn't come. And I was like, I just will put a bubble around you guys, like I was prepared to cancel my whole wedding. I was like, if they're not going to be there, like, what is the point of having a wedding? They did.
Oh, I loved it.
It worked out. It was good.
It worked out.
But it was a really big risk, still at the end of the day. But then it was, how are we going to Zoom them in, So Zoom call.
That is
Facebook Live. Well, who's going to do that? Lauren.
Yeah. So
she was that girl.
Yeah. So she, that was, she kind of explained on this talk that was how wedding content creation really kind of first started. It wasn't really a thing, but that was the first little snippets of it. And I was like, wow, this makes so much sense. And I don't really know where it was going with this when I first started, but it was just like, they're both so amazing, so knowledgeable, so talented, and just so kind.
Yeah.
Just so kind. And like everyone who has sent a text or DM or a story post or comment or like, is just, thank you for making the first 24 hours like so successful. We really didn't have number expectations because
we had no idea what to expect.
We had never done this before, but we were like shocked. We were like, wow, this is more than I was expecting, and I didn't know what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But I was like,
I hope we get more than like 20 downloads the first day. That was like my mental But we surpassed that so quickly, and I was kind of shocked. And we're at lunch, and we're like refreshing our Buzzsprout, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
I know.
And then I finally got it on YouTube because that was a whole
Everyone's loving
hurdle.
YouTube. Wait, if you're watching this, like, tell us if you're watching this, like, where you're watching this from, because people were like, no, I love the YouTube. I love watching it. And I'm really curious.
I prefer the YouTube video
so
style.
do I watched it.
And we'll get this
like
onto
6 times.
Spotify video hopefully by now.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure that out right now, currently on the back end. But
yeah, this, like we said, we're new to this, so it'll take us. So thanks for being patient.
Yeah,
but YouTube had to verify us, was like a whole process.
And then
so
for us, like not wanting to announce that we were doing this until literally the day that we were basically doing it,
because we're following Taylor's like reputation, like just dropping it,
just drop it, you know. Which
the difference is she has bajillions of followers and we had 0.
Did we? I forget if we told them in the last episode that we recorded about our pre-launch. Did we tell them that I accidentally uploaded the podcast?
I don't think so.
I dropped it 2 days early.
On Friday, I'm getting my hair done. And Emily was very... Okay, but let me explain. Okay. In Emily's defense, she was nervous because sometimes...
So like, God forbid your RSS feed doesn't, you know...
Well, so we had heard from some people, and I guess Emily in the past, like she had uploaded some podcasts, whether it was for herself or some people. It doesn't really matter. But sometimes the very first episode, I think it's specifically on Apple Podcasts, could take up to 72 hours to upload. Mm-hmm. Now, we did not know by hitting... Everywhere on the internet said that you could set it for a certain time to go live to the public, but it would be uploaded and published on the back end. That's what we thought. I'm sitting at the hair place and Emily's like, okay, it's up. And like, I was like, what do you mean it's up? And she was like,
we're live.
And then she was like unpublishing it. And then she unpublished it, but it turns out.
But then it takes a couple hours to sync.
Yeah, this was at like, I don't know, like 3 o'clock.
And I'm like, I'll just unpublish it. And then I hit unpublish and then I refreshed it. And I was like, why isn't it off the internet? Refresh. Oh, maybe it just needs 5 minutes. Refresh. Still there.
Emily's panicking.
I literally archived our show and it still was up for like 4 hours.
The episode was up for about 8 hours, I think, 7 to 8 hours, because that was around at like 9:30. I checked and it was still up, and at around 11 it was down.
Yeah.
So at some point, it went off. But I was like, it's fine. Do not go on your Instagram. Do not go on TikTok. Just go dark.
No one needs to know we exist.
And like,
do not remind them.
No one knew we existed anyway. Like I was like, don't tell my mom. Don't tell anyone, because she will go. Literally. She will listen to it. Like, no.
And I
ended up telling her, and I was like, don't go listen to it.
We recorded 2 episode 1s, and I'm pretty sure I uploaded the wrong episode 1.
Guys, this episode will never see the light of day. I was like, what did you upload?
It was my test episode.
Oh my God.
Because, okay, so we were going back and forth because we were like, okay, we need to upload something. And I was like, why don't we upload? We like put up a cryptic message on our Instagram. And I was like, why don't I read that and upload it? And Jesse's like, what if Apple thinks that we're like murderers though? And we can't have like a cryptic message. Like it should be like, you know, the full podcast episode. And I was like, I'm just not going to upload the real one. So then, you know, that can still be a surprise. But yeah, so I don't know. We're new at this, guys. We're just
like,
we make the moves up as we go, and that's what they don't know.
But like, we kept this so top secret, and like, a
few people knew about it the whole time.
Just like the absolute closest of close friends.
My husband didn't even know the name of the podcast until like a month out or something like that. Like I
just didn't say anything.
Yeah, just no. Launching a podcast.
Mine did, because he made the website and all of the branding and everything.
That's true. Well, yeah, he's our new brand manager. Branding manager.
But your husband is now our data director.
The data director. Yeah, because I was at dinner with him last night because he took me out to dinner to celebrate our launch day. And we're sitting there and we're having a glass of wine. And I was like, all right, so all the other boys have jobs except for you. So what is going to be your job for this podcast? And he was like, oh, well, my job is data. That's what I do. He's a data analyst. And he's like, I can pull data on podcasts and we can calculate how much, you know, you guys should be making for all your sponsorships, and I could pitch. And I was like, great.
You're hired.
Hired. Immediately hired.
Well, it's really funny because we have data analyst. Then Henry he's a software engineer, but he loves design. He's so good at it. He's really good at making websites. He's made a couple of mine.
And he's quick with it too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, our website fast. He coded from start to finish pretty much in a day.
Yeah. And then he just like played with it.
This is amazing.
He was like, I knew what I wanted to do, so I just did it. And I was like, I don't understand how any of this works.
Yeah.
He did my Wedding Day Content Co. website. He's done 2 other websites that don't really exist anymore of mine. He's done like everyone's. And then my sister's boyfriend is actually a 2-time Emmy Award winning like producer, editor, and he's the one who made our
teaser video. Jesse and I are sitting around like,
I hope I got that right.
Who is gonna edit this for us? And then we're like, oh my gosh,
Will. Oh, he's so good. And oh my god, Andy he's gonna be mad. I don't care. She's like, no, like he took this so seriously. Like he was YouTubing how to like do this stuff, like do everything that we were saying. Like
over 20 hours working on this video.
Like literally.
Charge just nothing.
Shout out in the future. But like, it was so great. And like, we were so over the moon. And like, I was like, this just solidified that you are our producer of our edits, like our video edits.
It's just
and
like
everything. I
didn't have to explain. Yeah, I didn't have to explain what was really in my head, and it just turned out better than what was in my head, and I just didn't know that could have happened.
So I called him, and I was like,
"How are you in my brain, Will?
Well,
how?"
So Emily and I we were sitting at her apartment building 6 days before our photo shoot, and I was like, okay, let's sit here and let's dream up everything. And we started writing down like big goals that we have, marketing ideas, like funny things, like literally everything. We started writing all of it down because like if you
got to dream big.
If you don't have a dream and a goal, like what are you working towards?
And also nothing is too much.
No, just wait till you see what I have in my head for coming up. But nothing is too much, and you have to have a plan because, as Taylor Swift says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And we were like, let's just think of everything. We came up with the Reputation idea. Emily knew we wanted to use the song, and then I was like, let's maybe use the opener as inspo. And then I got home after we have everything. I called Will, and I was like, is this something you'd be interested in? I was like, I know you're really good at doing this. I was like, we want it to be like heavily like a produced video.
Yeah.
And he was like, yep. And I was like, do you know the opener? He was like, of course. And
thank God your sister is just as much of a Swiftie as we are.
I know, but he's a huge, like he's like a movie critic. He writes reviews for movies. He's like very big in the
He's
so good. And he also loves music. So like
he's just
one of those people that like knows like everything of like in those types of industries. Like he always just knows it. Like he'll be like singing like random like songs, and I'm like, you know that song? And he's like,
he just knows it.
Who doesn't know that song?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I thought I only knew that song.
Yeah.
But anyway, I explained it to him, and he was like, got it. And the first round, I honestly would love to do something with the first one.
It was really good.
Yeah, because the idea was to have like these comments flashing, but it didn't pack the punch. And he was like, he goes, I have an idea. Can I do it? And we were like, go for it. You know the message that we want to give. And he FaceTimed both of us, and we both were like, oh my God.
It was perfect.
This is crazy. It was perfect. And that's the one you saw.
Yep.
It was like our second round of like video, and it was literally perfect. So we're really, really lucky to have people in our corner, people who are willing to like give their time and talent and energy, like all around our friends or family.
And just wait until we have all of our sponsors.
Just you wait until we have funds.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to just, I'm like, if we can do this with very little money, imagine how cool, like the things that we can do, the impact we can make, like the connections we can have, the community that we can build with money. we want to make this a little like money thing, like less taboo. Like you need money in order to have a, drive a business and to do things. And
if you guys haven't read the book, You Are a Badass at Making Money, you absolutely should.
Absolutely should. It changed my life.
To that now. Yes.
Yeah, the
Did I
audio's
send
great.
you that book? Was that one of the books I sent you? That was one of the books that really changed my life when I started, right before I started my first business when I was in college.
Yeah.
So
I think you told me to read just the regular one.
The regular one is really good too.
Yeah, like the first one.
But
and
if
then
you
I read
have
all
like
of
any
them.
weird thing with money, like You're a Badass at Making Money, it's essential.
Yeah. I mean, and also, oh my gosh, I don't remember, but she's on TikTok. I don't know. I think, you know what? When we air this episode, I'm going to put a thing on our story of like all the books that we recommend.
Yeah.
I'm a huge reader. I love to read. I read everything. I mean, I started off reading like romance, fantasy, love both of those. But then in the last like 5 years, I've kind of branched out more and like I love more nonfiction stuff. And then in the last like year, I started reading a lot of like financial books and like all this stuff because I'm like, this is how you learn. I'm so sorry. But, like reading is like the most amazing gift that I think I've ever been given. And I mean, I work in education. I'm a huge like
books.
I'm a huge like advocate for reading and educating yourself and just taking the time to like find what works for you.
Yeah.
And I think by reading different books by different types of people, it's really great. Oh my God, it's going to drive me crazy. This other book. It's oh my gosh, I don't know. We're going to put this all up.
But also besides books, also too, one statement I feel like that has sat with both you and I.
The currency.
I should tell this story really quick because I feel like it's good for.
Keep it PG.
I'm going to keep it very PG. I mean, it's nothing like.
There's nothing crazy.
Too crazy.
But just.
Okay, so
keep the details.
I'm with my friend Shelby from
Ocean Girl
from 8th grade.
She's like the coolest person.
She's so cool. Except now we're 28.
Yeah,
and she is changing our world like literally every single day. She knows.
Is she an ocean conservation? Like she helps build reefs.
Yes. So she does coral reef restoration.
That's it. I knew it was something along those lines.
So she's really, really, really cool. When you do stuff like that and you are literally helping every single day to save our planet, you get to meet some cool people. You get to work with a lot of billionaires. And so she was in New York and she was staying with us. And she was like so excited. She was in town for some conferences. And she was like, Emily, do you want to come around and like see my crowd and meet my people? And I'm like, yeah, like why not? You know, I bet she knows some really cool, interesting people. So she takes me around to like some of her events. I'm shaking hands, like everyone's like really cool. Everybody like goes to Burning Man. So it's kind of that like, you know, like fun, like hippie kind of vibe. Like everyone's just like love and cool. And I'm just like having the best time. And she asks if I want to go to Casa Cipriani. And so I'm like, okay. And so we end up at Casa Cipriani, and I didn't know that there was like suites in there that you could own.
Like resident.
Like a residence, yeah. And so, but I just said suite because it kind of looked like a hotel suite, honestly.
Well, it's a hotel.
But you can own it, yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah.
The Plaza has that too, no?
Yes. I don't know if there's a hotel side to Casa Cipriani and a residence side, or I don't know. I just know that all of a sudden we were in someone's home at Casa Cipriani. Yeah. And turns out to be a guy who's a billionaire. And
that's what it does when they own a property in Casa Cipriani.
Exactly. And so I'm like, wow, I've never like hung out one-on-one with a billionaire before. Like this is so cool. And I wonder what this guy knows. And I can't wait to just be all ears and just soak everything in and just listen. And so I'm sitting there. He has 2 friends over, and then it's me and Shelby and then her boyfriend at the time. And I'm just listening to her do her thing. And she's holding herself, of course, so well in these conversations and asking all these really great questions. And they're kind of just chatting back and forth. And then he kind of just looks at me. And they're talking about money and funds. And he was like, money just comes in and comes out. It's kind of like a currency. And I'm like, currency, like waves, like an ocean.
Emily told me this and something clicked in my brain.
It clicked in my brain right then and there too. This was the beginning of September before I had my biggest wedding to date. And I was having a lot of issues with money for that year and the year before that, and kind of even the year before that too, because of the pandemic. And I just was like not in a great spot having a relationship with money at that point. And so hearing him say that, and I was like, maybe it's out right now, but it's going to come back in. And I kind of just took that advice and left and made a lot of money in my business after that, and have been so incredibly grateful. It's only gone up, which has been great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And because he's like involved with Burning Man, like part of the attitude is you like bring gifts and you gift things to people that you connect with. And he gave me this really cool like little pendant necklace, and I take it everywhere with me because I'm like, this has billionaire energy.
Yeah, it has billionaire energy.
So I love it.
I think we have said that like throughout this entire like process. We're like, you know what, like let's spend it like pretty much anytime someone's booked a wedding or like an event or anything, like it comes into the account and it goes right out, like we pay the bills and then we pay for stuff for the podcast. But like,
yeah, we've put so much money into this podcast, and typically like I won't spend a lot of money on new businesses until I can see that there's a profit.
This was different.
But this is different because I think, just based off of the numbers that we already have for things that are related to the wedding industry, it's such a huge industry with not a lot of coverage in this area and a lot of new growth. So it's kind of untapped. And so
totally.
I just was like, you know what? What if this just worked out?
And I don't know, anytime, even like choosing to use a studio, I was like, it goes in, it comes out.
Yep.
It's kind of out, but hopefully
eventually it will come back.
What goes up must come down. Like,
yeah,
it's the same like idea, but hopefully what goes down must go up.
Yeah.
It's the same idea.
And I think it's important to be having these very transparent conversations about all of this, because I don't think anybody talks about making a podcast like this.
No one making it
and being so transparent about it.
Any business that like, I didn't really need a lot to start Wedding Day Content Co. I had my phone. I needed to buy a gimbal, a tripod, and a good external charger and an extra cord.
Yeah, the startup cost is really...
It's really
And you could even just, if you're starting and you don't even have, the money to buy those things, if you just have a solid phone...
Oh, that's all you need.
Just offer a 6-hour package and, honestly, you could be fine with just doing that. And then the money you make from 1 or 2 of those weddings, easily. I feel like all of that is under $300, like for all the little accessories and stuff. And truthfully, I don't even use a gimbal anymore most of the time. So yeah, practice having a steady hand. I feel like I like to refer to them as gimbal abs because I'm like rotating like this and rotating like this, and you totally feel it in your abs.
You do.
It's like it's time to do the Pamela Pumpkin workout, but it's like the wedding content creator workout. Here we go. Raise your phone. Oh, they're doing the hora. Do it higher.
Oh, I got a hora like
all the way up,
stretching like never before.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny, but that didn't really have a cost, and you had a digital marketing agency before this. Did that, and you just needed your computer And maybe like some software? I don't really know.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I mean,
so this was like a
phone and a laptop.
The first venture that it needed it. Mm-hmm. And I'm really happy that like we were on the same page this whole time, because like if you have a business partner, like you have to be on the same page.
Yeah.
And if you're not, then it could be weird.
It's definitely hard.
Having like any type of open communication with finances, and like you just have to do it. Like, and just think of it as objectively as possible, and as like no hard, like it's, you know, it is what it is. And
it is what it is.
I don't know. I think
which is a great term to live by too, sometimes, especially in business, you know, like me posting that podcast. You could have turned around and been like, Emily, you know, like, you crazy girl. Why'd you do that?
I wasn't even like mad. I was just like,
I know. No, but it's like, also at the end of the day, if we couldn't get that off the internet, or someone found it and posted it or whatever, like,
okay,
it is what it is. Like, that's the path that this was actually meant to go down, you know, and it's okay.
Where we were relieved when it didn't. But at the same time, I was like, worse things could have happened.
Because not only did I post the episode, but I posted our cover art with our picture by our names. You know, like it was
honestly, I laughed
such a cute little mistake.
I was like, it's okay. Well, because I was like, you know what? I would have rather it be up than it be launch day and it not be up.
That was the whole, I was like, that would be so embarrassing if we're like, hey guys, it's May 12th, midnight.
It was.
So let the games begin at midnight, and then there was no episode. Like, and that's really bad.
No, that was bad. But like, I just think like we're not talking about all of this I don't even know if this could be taken in like a negative way, but I just think it's good to have an open conversation about what it really takes to start a podcast, to start.
And if you have further questions on everything, I know that we didn't like get into the, you know,
nitty gritty of everything, but like maybe when we post this, we'll do like a live Q&A on our.
That's a good idea.
Feed. That would be fun.
So,
but
we talked about all of the things on launch day, all of these amazing things. Is there anything that you were surprised by? Anything that you wish we did differently, or?
No, I actually, originally I was like, we should be like super active and like posting like on stories and stuff, but I'm actually really happy that we were really busy and we didn't have time to do that, because we kind of just let it like sit and soak for a minute. Like let the internet soak it up. That sounded weird, but like let the internet just take it in. I was like, that was weird. I don't know why I said that, but like I meant to say like everyone got to take it in.
Take it in.
The internet got to just
soak it in.
Yeah, like well, like they soak. You know what I mean? Oh God, it's like a meme or something. But anyway,
you get it.
They let it simmer.
We let it simmer.
Let it simmer. Okay, whatever. Wrong S word.
We let it simmer, and we let the whole place shimmer.
Exactly. And honestly,
we left them to shimmer.
I think
that's what we mean to say.
I was really surprised at like the first video, how well it actually did. I knew it would do well.
I was too. And so we were talking about it last night, about how we wish, or that we posted, I guess, more throughout the day. And then I made the realization, I'm like, okay, we'll have other, you know, like season launches, but we'll only have one day where we launch this podcast for the first time.
Yeah. And we just took it in.
And we took it in with, you know, the people that we love, and it just was the most perfect day.
It was perfect. It wasn't like too much. We got a cute cake.
We got the most beautiful cake.
It was
honestly
heart,
I think it's the most beautiful cake I've ever had.
It was like so last minute. It was like, I don't know, like 3 days before, and I was like, oh my God, like we don't have one. And there was a girl in Palm Beach, and it was like,
who's a self-taught baker too. Yeah,
like at her apartment. I don't even know. It literally was so like this, and I just was like, I saw her Instagram, like whatever it was, and I was like, can you just make this like all pink? And like she asked me for a mood board. I sent it to her, our mood board to her, and it was like perfect.
She said it was her dream cake to make.
Really?
Yes, on Instagram.
Oh.
Yeah. So perfect.
I was like, pink sparkles, go for it.
Yeah, she's like, perfect.
It was.
And I was like, need to pick it up right before we go to the colony. Can you do that? She's like, sure.
I was like, it was the most like last minute thing, and it turned out to be really cute. So
Jesse texted me, and I was like, I defer all of this to you because I have too much in my brain right now.
I just uploaded our podcast by accident.
Yeah, it was actually, I'm pretty sure it was that day where she called me, and I think like she could tell that I just was like, I have to figure this out without you talking to me right now. Hold on.
Well, because I was getting my hair done.
Yeah.
And I was like,
the hairdresser was
happening?
like, are you good?
Yeah. Well, normally we're like,
yeah. And then all of a sudden
away.
silence.
It's like Henry's favorite.
And then at
word,
home I was also on the computer, all silent.
silent. I was just like dead silent. I was like frantically Googling, like,
Jesse's like, just call them up. And I was like, I can't just call them up. I don't think that's how
Taylor
this works. I was like, it's just the RSS feed it needs to take time to like disconnect everything or whatever.
I had a full head of foils. I was like, I don't have time for this right now. We'll deal with this later. No one knows this exists, which is a good thing. Like,
yeah, it's a good thing that like
I
no one
actually
really
think
knew
like
about
15
it.
people knew, like maybe 15 people knew, which is really good. And I don't know. I think the day went really well. I think everything went as good as could have possibly gone. I think it kind of like lit a fire in me to like do more. And honestly, sorry, the thing, I don't know why I was so shocked, but the thing I was like most shocked and happy about is how many people were like, I want more. Like, when's the next one?
Yeah.
Give it to me now.
We had people listening to the same episode twice yesterday because they loved it so much. So that's the most flattering thing ever.
You know, New Girl and Schmidt's like, give it to me now.
Yeah.
Why can I have the things that I want? Like, that's what they were saying.
That's
It was
exactly.
so funny.
So I'm like, sorry, you guys got to wait 7 more days.
I know. And so I was like, oh my God, like, I don't even remember what the second episode is, but I was like, oh my God, it's really cute. And I don't know, that was really exciting. That and people saying that we had really good chemistry right off the bat were the two things that I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I was like shocked, but I was like very happily surprised.
Yeah. I think it's because we're so involved in it that like obviously
and like,
we have good chemistry or we wouldn't be such close friends.
That is true.
You know,
but I think we're like professional yappers. Yeah. Which like makes this Henry's favorite word is yap. I'll be on the phone with Emily and he's behind me going he's like yapping away. I'm like, you're like a middle-aged woman with yapping. Like, what are you saying?
Yap it up.
But it's, I mean, I think it's true. We were told it's true here at our studio and we were like, it was just really nice to have it like told again.
Yeah.
And I was like, great. Now we need to record a million more. We need to, I don't know, how would people feel with multiple episodes a week? We
Podcast HQ, prepare to be sick of us.
They can hear you.
Yeah. They're right here.
I mean, hey guys, we have so many ideas. Like we could have more than one episode a week. You let us know what you want. We will figure out how to make it happen.
You know, Garrick and I were talking about that last night.
About having more than one episode?
Yep. And you know what he said?
What?
Get a Patreon. Put episode 2 and 3 for the week on Patreon.
We had that written down.
Yep.
I know.
Yep.
We'll see.
So,
but
you can subscribe to our Patreon for more, possibly.
Possibly.
We have that set up.
That is happening.
So,
well, I think that's really fun. We'll go into some more detail. Some, who knows what? Some, I don't know.
As Britney Spears says, if you want more, I'll give you more.
Yeah.
Give me more.
You sing on every episode, and I love it. This is so funny.
We just need at one point, maybe when the season's over, we'll clip all of my songs together, and it'll be just like a thing that we do at the end of each season. We need to write this down and remember this.
I also think that like up until yesterday, everything was what we wanted to do and how we wanted to like lead the narrative of this whole thing. But it kind of dawned on me yesterday. I put a Q&A, like I put a question box up on our Instagram, and we actually had some really fantastic questions that we're going to get into in another episode.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, we are doing this not for us necessarily anymore. Like we want to do what
it's for the people.
Our 148 audience members who we love, each one dearly. That's what we have. I think that's how many followers we have now.
As of today. Day 2.
Yeah, day 2. It's just honestly, I think crazy.
I know.
But we want to give you what you want to hear. I feel like we can talk about just about anything, and if we don't know it, we will bring someone on who does.
Yeah.
We're not going to.
That is our vow to you guys.
Our vow to you is we are not going to talk out of our asses. We're going to.
Yes.
You
guys deserve way better than that.
Yeah. Like, so if you have like, one thing that is coming up quite a lot is like contracts. And,
and all of the legal stuff.
And all the legal stuff that not necessarily that you have to protect yourself, but with between other vendors. And
you guys know I'm a Libra, so I love all of that.
She loves the balance.
I like it fair.
And so
fair and just.
We do plan on bringing someone on the podcast to help educate you on all of that because truthfully, I think everyone needs.
I hope she's a regular. I hope she's a regular guest star. I got a couple people in mind that I'm like, those should be regular guest stars.
Yeah. As far as guests goes on here, I think we're going to just kind of go with what we think makes the most sense for the episodes and for any educational purposes. And, we'll kind of see how it goes. We've like drifted the idea a couple of times with a couple people that we already know.
Yeah.
And we definitely have people who are excited about it, which I can't wait. But yeah, we're just so excited to see where this goes. We have so many ideas. So if there's anything that like, you're like, I want to know this, I want to see this, please let us know because we might already have thought about it, but we don't know if you want to see it or it'll give us some really great ideas.
Yeah.
We're not here to be like weirdly gatekeeping. Like,
no, we want to tell you all of the things.
Yeah. All the things. And I'm very excited to do so because I feel like we're going to learn so much. And I can't wait to like find people to bring on here and just kind of just like, there's like a wall up,
Yeah.
Like this like weird wall and needs to come down. So, and like you watch those like home renovation videos and they're like this like weird half wall here. Like break it down.
Break it down.
So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
Is there anything that yesterday like made you really excited for in the future?
So it was really interesting when I was doing my makeup to get ready to come and record today. Just the feeling of knowing that this is now a part of my career made me so very excited. And I just was thinking about just all of the future opportunities that we're going to probably get to have because we've decided to just put ourselves out there and start this podcast and do it together. And I kind of just like saw like little, like fantasy moments kind of flash by. And I just was like, wow, this is just going to be such a cool journey.
It's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
That was actually a comment that I heard a couple of times was just like that it was inspiring other people to just kind of go for whatever they're thinking of doing.
Yeah.
One of my best friends even texted me that she's kind of been in like a crossroads and she's like, you're right. I should just try something. And I'm like, try, fail. Like
the idea is inside of you. If you have
is just like it wasn't meant for you.
But if you have the idea inside of you, it's meant for you in some way, whether you try it and you do fail and then you discover something else and then you get on the path that you're supposed to be, or you try it and it sticks and it's awesome and it turns into this whole great thing. I mean,
I love
you can only win.
Do it scared.
Yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
Because my coach always said, she's like, if you're not scared and uncomfortable, you're not growing. You're not doing something that you really want to do, because if you're so comfortable, you're not moving. And I'm like, that is so true. And I love Do It Scared. And I think once not that I'm not scared for a couple of our crazy ideas to launch of the future, more excited than anything. But I think it opened my brain up to actually being able to let myself have those thoughts and dream up all those things that we were doing sitting on the beach. And we were like, I was like, before they were a thought, but I could actually picture it. Like I can see it, if that makes sense. Like I have that picture in my mind. If I close it, I can see it.
Yeah.
It's not just like I want to be, on a yacht. I don't know. That's the first thing I could think of was we were just talking about.
Yeah. But like I can clearly see it and I can see the path of how to get there. Very clearly.
I can see it. But I love that we're both really open to like seeing like what we can kind of grab along the way. Because they say, but you're a speedboat or you're a sailboat. I feel like we're kind of both.
Yeah.
Like we have a path, but like we're not opposed to kind of sailing off in a couple other directions in order to kind of get all the little bits and pieces that we need in order to get there.
I love saying yes to things and just kind of seeing what happens and seeing like where it takes me. And obviously we'll course correct if, I need to, but
I think when you don't know what you want to do, or if you're unsure, saying yes is the perfect thing.
The perfect answer.
Yeah.
Why don't you just see?
Just try.
Yeah.
Just try. I hate this thing of like, oh my gosh, like if you stop doing something, like you're a failure. Like you stop doing digital marketing. Does that mean that you're a failure at digital marketing? No, you're starting
because
something
look at
different.
This beautiful launch that we've had.
Well, when you think about that, you had that company for 7 years, and it came a point in time where you were like, this is not serving me the way it once was, and I want to try something different.
Yeah.
If you didn't do that and you were like, well, if I quit, if I stop having this business and, if I just keep going because I'll be a failure if I don't, like, could you imagine?
Yeah.
You'd be like, probably not happy because you realize that it was kind of time for something new.
Yeah. I felt it. I think I've talked about this in another episode where I just felt it in like every being in my body, and I like contacted astrologers and was like, why am I feeling like something big is happening and coming? And, I need to go back through those recorded sessions with my astrologer because she doesn't do astrology anymore. And I'm so mad because she was so good at reading my natal chart, and it just
it's so bad.
It's
We need to find another witch.
We need to find another witch.
I love witches. Like that was not a
Which witch is which?
That was like a compliment. Like I love it. Which witch is which? Exactly.
Which witch is which? No, but she was amazing at what she did, and I'm sure she's amazing, with what she's doing now.
Yeah.
But it gave me so much clarity. I mean, she couldn't tell me like exactly what was going to happen in my, future, but she was just like, you're going to have like a really big, health change, which I did. I ended up losing 60 pounds in the last year, which is crazy.
Amazing.
And then she said that you are, going to have a job where you are speaking a lot and writing a lot. And she was like, I could see you on like a stage, like speaking to a lot of people. And then
I love a stage. A stage hates to see me.
She also used to pull up Taylor Swift's chart and compare it to mine, but Taylor Swift and I were like kind of opposite, where she said, like Taylor Swift is like attracting like masses of like individual people, and she said something about how like I'll attract like big brands, like massive brands or something like that.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah. And it was right around that time that I was going to do that like Victoria's Secret kind of thing.
Yes.
So I didn't know if like it was going to go in that direction, but also then, a couple like big companies in the wedding industry and I started chit chatting around that time as well.
Right.
So
I guess, yeah. But all goes to
it's kind of crazy.
All goes to show like saying yes, just like following your gut. Through this whole process, we've learned just to like, if your gut makes you feel like something is wrong, go the other way.
Go the other way. Really listen. There's a couple things during like this whole process. I think we talked a little bit about it on the previous episode that we recorded for the pre-launch. There was really just like one thing along the way that we kind of had a gut feeling about. And
it was true. It was right.
It was very true and very right. And we thought maybe even on the other side after launch, like maybe that gut feeling is still wrong. We really hoped, but it's proven to have been right this whole time.
It was. And going forward, we were like, we're not doing that again.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Yep.
But it's true. And like, I left speech, or well, not quite yet. I have to go tomorrow or Thursday, whatever.
We don't even know what day it is.
I don't even know what day it is.
I actually thought today was Thursday for the longest time. And I was like, I have so many things to do on Tuesday and I forgot to do them. Like I had that realization today and I was like, oh my God, no, it's actually only Tuesday. What?
But I'm saying like, you try things, maybe they work for you for a little bit, but it's also okay to pivot and change your mind. So
yeah,
all this is to say, if you want to do something, go for it. Because the only person holding you back is yourself.
Yeah.
And if people are mean to you, let us know.
Yeah, and because we'll call them out.
We will call them out.
I'm not scared.
No.
They should be. I have a microphone.
Yes. And 140 people who will have your back too.
I have 140 best friends online.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I honestly, I hate mean people. So
Hate, loathe.
I knew where you were going with that too.
I got to get myself together.
Anyway,
I grew up in the back of a comedy club, you guys. Okay.
I know you did. And we have yipped and yapped for
We've got to talk about
an
that
hour.
one day.
And I know you have to, but today's not the day because we have to talk about our favorite person, Taylor Swift.
Because I had the best day with you
Yesterday.
Yes. So if you guys haven't caught on by now, I'm sure you have. And this is like us just repeating ourselves at this point. But
Yeah, but we don't know when this is airing, so we'll say it again.
yeah. So
It is one of our biggest business and life goals to shoot and capture Taylor Swift's wedding to whomever she decides to get married to. And we think that it's very fun to pick a song that we think relates somewhat to the episode and plan a wedding inspired by it. Loosely inspired. It's all for fun and games. And yesterday we just had a really amazing day. And Sunday was Mother's Day. And the song, The Best Day, was written for Taylor's mom.
Yeah.
And like she had presented to her with this whole slideshow. You probably know. And so we thought, what a
what a great song.
good song to finish this episode with.
Yeah.
I like that you have tears from that.
For my
From your
little laugh.
She makes herself laugh so much she cries.
It happens every time.
So for the best day, I picture a spring wedding.
I do too. I kind of like, I don't know, like the wedding vibes that Elizabeth James, Parent Trap mom, gives. Like I picture like
the boat neck dress and
yes,
like with the hat
spring
and
wedding
veil.
outside, lots of
Tulips.
flowers, like almost like a classic looking wedding venue.
Oh yeah. I feel like there's what's that thing? Like a gazebo.
A gazebo.
Why I think of
People are drinking. You know what? I haven't gotten to do a lot of these weddings and I would like to do more, but I kind of picture like a daytime, like brunch style wedding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like
Yeah.
those. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love when people switch things up too.
Yeah. And the whole wedding
maybe
is done by 4 p.m.
I was going to say like the ceremony's at 11.
Yep. Ceremony's at 11, reception's over by 4. And
Like I think it's ceremonies like outside. It's like a beautiful garden.
Yeah.
I think it's just naturally beautiful.
yes.
I think there's just like tulips.
They're letting the venue be the
I picture
venue.
like April, May, like
Yes.
springtime. So like tulips are like my favorite.
yes.
So I totally picture just outside, like the white folding chairs and
Very
it's,
classic.
like very like it's the best day because it was your day. Does that make sense? Like there's not a ton
Because
of
you
frills.
got married to the love of your life.
Exactly.
And it wasn't about
Anything
this like
else.
grand, crazy XYZ. It just was like you had classic wedding cake.
Yeah.
It wasn't all these crazy flavors. It
had,
just was like,
you had a tulle ball gown.
yes.
I say a tulle ball. Like
I do
a drop
too.
waist.
Drop waist, very clean lines, like
Boat neck. I feel
Yep.
like the boat neck with the thing like a tank like here.
yes.
And then very clean.
Very clean.
Like structured. And then a beautiful tulle ball gown
Yeah.
with a pair of like Jimmy Choos
Yeah. All very classic, like
and
wedding things. You have a
Short
little
veil.
something blue,
oh yeah. And like gorgeous. I see it like so clear.
Maybe her hair is like in like a bun, like some sort of updo or something, like a low bun or very clean.
Very clean. I totally see that because I feel like what we're getting at is the whole day's vibe is just like beauty from within and just like letting it all be. I love that. Like clean
She
vibes,
does have
pearl
like
earrings.
rosy cheeks, like really pretty blush.
Oh yeah. This is like clean, feminine.
Yeah.
I think like just like pearl earrings,
Yeah.
no necklace.
No necklace. Yeah. Just letting the dress kind of
B, because it's a showstopper. You cannot go wrong with a classic clean line.
I do kind of like the idea of a glove with this, though, as like the fun accessory.
I could see a glove.
Just like not something that's
But
worn
I feel
the
like
entire time.
like a short glove.
That would be really cute.
And I could honestly see maybe like a little bit of lace in there to kind of tie in that more traditional like feel. That could be really pretty.
I also, for some reason, picture like kids at this wedding.
Of course.
Like lots of kids.
Yeah.
Like there's like a bunch of flower girls.
Yes, I know. I totally see
Like-
that. And I think
I love kids at weddings, though. Like I really do.
know you
I think
do.
they bring.
I like photographing
Yeah.
let me take that back. I don't photograph things.
I love photographing kids at weddings.
I don't know why.
They're the best.
I meant capturing, but photographing.
Photographing, yeah, capturing.
I love capturing kids at
Contenting.
wedding. Yes, content. My mom always says contenting.
And the kids love
I do.
having content creators.
I love contenting kids at weddings.
And the funny thing
I
about
do.
kids, when the photographers try to take their picture, they look at us because they're used to looking at iPhones.
Wait, that's so funny. I never realized that. Oh my god, that is so funny. I know,
And
totally.
the photographers are like, "You look
like-
at this one,"
but
you know.
what?
That's what they're used to.
You know, in like the old, like the early 2000s movies where like they were outside, the round tables, the tablecloth, and then like the buffet
yeah.
food. That's what I think. And like the kids
Me
are
too.
twirling around on
They're
the
twirling
dance floor,
around.
the wooden dance floor.
They're stealing a little like finger sandwich. There's like, they have.
I
iced tea.
see a 90s movie.
I do too. I do
Like a
too.
90s,
Like a
early
Father of the
2000s.
Bride kind of vibe.
That's the wedding
Yeah.
I'm picturing in my head. Like,
Yeah,
that's
me too.
exactly what I'm picturing.
Yeah.
When she comes down in her little sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie.
Also like kind of the vibe of like Wedding Crashers too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that whole kind of like backyardy type of.
Yeah, but like I think it's out of venue, but very.
I agree.
But like it's outside.
Yeah.
But the venue's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Almost like Florentine Gardens, like that. I know the outside's
Yeah.
like really beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a ton of flowers, but that's the first venue I could think of. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I think of.
Yeah. And I think they have violinists.
Oh, I love, and they have the bride and groom wedding cake topper.
Yes. They do. Everything just like so cute, like cheesy wedding, but like not cheesy, you know what I mean? But
And
just classic.
they play like a little montage slideshow at their reception at some point.
So cute.
Well,
I think everybody should do that.
That'd be so cute. I love it.
Yeah. Obsessed.
there-
Masterpiece.
So
Do you know what that's from when I say masterpiece?
no,
I don't know. You don't know.
I don't think so.
So in one of the vlogs that I took of us at Nicole and Felicia during October New York Bridal Fashion Week, you pull out one of their dresses and you go, masterpiece.
Oh, it's from me.
I've been saying it to you all week and you don't get it. And I'm like, I need to tell her while we're on the podcast. Masterpiece.
We have a video of that probably.
No, yeah.
Oh, you were
I watch it all the
recording.
time. I think it's the
that's so-
funniest thing I've ever seen.
Wait, that's so funny. I don't remember doing that. That's so funny.
I do.
Well,
I just quote you
it's
and you
been
don't
a
even
mess.
know.
Just everyone's quoting me. It's just I'm just so funny.
You're so funny.
I just think we're so funny. Like I don't need.
I do
anyone else to
too.
make me
Whatever.
laugh.
I'm my own
We make
fan.
ourselves. Yes.
Anyway,
But that totally wraps this episode.
Yeah.
It's been a masterpiece.
that's all we got. Masterpiece.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and please leave comments, questions. We have a contact form on our website.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, you want us to do any topics, always go there, answer it, write in. We will
Yeah.
put all of it into an episode, or we'll figure out the best way to get you all of the information.
Yes. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe.
Subscribe. Oh, it's so fun watching the subscribers come in. I think we're at like 11.
We're at 11 as of when I as of May 13th.
Hey, I was very excited about the 11.
I can't believe people are subscribing. I was like shocked when we got our first one.
I know.
Or actually our second, because I think I might have been the first one. But
I might have been the second.
Yeah. Thank
us.
you. Yeah. Masterpiece.
But anyway, we will see you next week, if not sooner, if we have more episodes. Let
Yeah.
us know what you want, and
Tell
we love
us.
you. Bye.
Bye.